Hello traders and welcome to this price ladder analysis video. Today we are talking about the Euro Stoxx 50 and a pretty rare trade setup that we used on this particular day. So for those who are wondering on what day this trade occurred, it was on the 29th. Okay, you can see that like that. On the 29th of April, so 2025. So yeah, let's get into the stuff. So first and foremost, we are going to be looking at the TPO chart, and we are going to be analyzing each day. So yeah, let's start with this day right here. So as you can see right here, the market had a quite decent range, and what you can see is that we did get up, made fairly a lot of volume, and yeah, stayed just in this range right here. Okay, this was our range, and what you can see is that even though we made a lot of volume in this range, we closed right here, and you can see that we or better to say, we stayed a lot of time right here. Okay, and this could be an indication that the market could be accepting value lower. Okay, and you may be sitting right here and saying, okay, we have some low volume right here, and this could indicate a buy. But then we are going to be looking at the other day. Okay, and this was also a pretty rangy day. Okay, we had a buying tail right here, got up, but as we got up right here, some passive sellers or did set right here. Okay, and tried to get the market to go lower. Okay, and we did have this range right here, or better to say, we stayed a lot of minutes, if you want to say it like this, or a lot of time right here. Okay, and even though we had this buying tail, okay, the market didn't get higher. Okay, and this could indicate for a sell. Okay, for a bearish day. And now let's get into the key levels. So, and because I said this could indicate a sell, I put my first key zone at the low of the day. Okay, because we had this buying tail right here, and this could indicate that the buyer is still sitting right here. But yeah, so now the second key level is going to be the value area low of this day, and you may be asking why. Okay, why are you putting your key zones at those two levels? Okay, so the first level is because of the buying tail, and the second is because some retail traders, okay, are putting their stops below the support zone. Okay, this is our support zone right here. Okay, and the stops are most of the time sitting even below those levels. Okay, so here are our stops. So, and what a lot of trading floors are using, and even hedge funds, okay, they are seeing those two levels and thinking, okay, a lot of retail traders, or at least there may be some stops sitting right here, and the market could go lower. Okay, so those two levels are a pretty key area even for scalpers. Okay, and the target is going to be at 50.67, the value area high of this day. And now you may be asking, why is your target right here? Okay, and my answer for this question is going to be because I don't want to take too much out of the market. Okay, this was a pretty key zone for me. Okay, I was also looking at the VPOC right here and the TPO point of control right here, so this zone. But as I said, I don't want to take too much out of the market, because if you get a trade setup like this, okay, and this doesn't occur that often, you just don't want to get too much out of the market, because what the market gives you is a gift. Okay, because it does not happen that often, you just want to take what the market gives you. Okay. So now let's get into the bar chart. This is the 5-minute chart, and you can see right here, it's a bit easier to see that the market has this range right here, and this is our support and this is our resistance. Okay, and you can see the market did consolidate right here. So yeah, so now let's get into the order flow. So currently we are trading 91s and 90s, popping below this, and yeah. So what I want you to notice is how the buyers are interacting with the sellers, and we just popped below our key level, and now we want to see how the buyers and sellers are interacting. So yeah, and as you can see right here, I mean, it's a bit bad recorded, but you can see right here on the 87s that the sellers didn't need to give this much contracts to get below this price right here. So 37 contracts was all that was needed to just get below 50.87s. So what I also want you to notice is how the buyers are pulling their orders. Okay, and how the sellers don't need to trade a lot of contracts to get below those prices. Okay, so now we are trading 84s, currently trading 21 contracts on 50.84s, and notice right here we got back to 86s, traded 3 contracts, 27 contracts, and you can see that the ask side, or the offer, is pretty weak. Okay, 32 contracts are sitting right here. Okay, 32 contracts, and they are trading 7 contracts into the buyers. And on those scenarios, you can see pretty much if the buyers are willing to trade higher. Okay, and as you can see right here, 50 contracts, and that's all. Okay, 50 contracts, and then got 11 contracts, and this was pretty much all that was needed to get below 50.86s again. Okay, so this is a pretty key indication that the market could go down further and get into, or better to say, to trade to 50.87s, 67s. So yeah, so some small reloading going on. Okay, and what I want you to notice right here, need to wait now a bit, but as the market, or better to say, as the buyers are hitting the offer, okay, and the sellers are absorbing it, you want to see, okay, in this small moment, okay, 242 contracts were traded at 86s, and they just not constantly, but just in the second they just reloaded, and 231 contracts are now sitting right here. Okay, so this is a pretty strong indication that the sellers are or will be overwhelming the buyers. Okay, so yeah, and someone got into the market right now, and in this scenario you want to try and get into the position, try to sell in the market, and your stops are going to be above the key level, so 5086s. Okay, so you don't really want to see price trading above 5087s and 5088s. Okay, your maximum stop would be at 5088s, because um, if the 5086s can't hold, you want to be out. Okay, you have no reason to stay in this trade. And I don't know why I just didn't follow my plan on this day, but in this case you don't want to exit right away. Okay, just $10, $10, it's nothing really. So you really just want to stay in this trade, see what the market gives you, and just because there's a small reloading going on right here, this doesn't mean that you need to be out quickly. Okay, no reason for that. And what I want you to say, what I want you to see is that I thought, because of this a bit of a bulk right here, I thought the buyers were absorbing, but I thought wrong. It was the sellers. Okay, so you see 49 contracts are sitting right here, and 225 contracts were traded into 5082s. Okay, so I still had the chance to enter into this trade. Sadly didn't take it, but yeah. So ideally you want to sell at 82s, 83s, 84s, 85s. Okay, and yeah, your stops would be at 5087s, 5088s. Okay, so you want to position in this area right here. This is going to be our entry area. Okay, so now let's see how the market is going to go in which direction. So 100 contracts were traded into 82s, were being absorbed, and right away, you can see right away, the market, or at least the sellers, didn't need to have this much contracts to trade below 5081s. Okay, so yeah, I tried to enter again, but yeah, sadly enough, I didn't get my fill. So yeah. So what I want you to see is the current low of the day is at 5079s. Okay, so, and I want you to see right here how the buyers are interacting. Okay, if they are pulling or not. So yeah, let's wait. 20 contracts into 5081s. Yeah. Again, some reloading going on at 50.82s, 306 contracts traded into the bid, 129. You can see right here that the sellers are constantly reloading, so even now you could still enter. Don't need to worry much about your stop. So yeah, right here you can see right here the seller is pretty strong, because you can see that 3058 contracts were traded right here. Okay, so the seller is pretty strong. Okay, you can see it right here, and yeah, it's just a selling signal. Okay, so you can see 3058 contracts were traded into this, and still not selling is pretty dumb. Okay, so yeah, 444 contracts traded at 50.83s, still reloading. Okay, so you are seeing some reloads at 82s and 83s, so a pretty strong indication that the market is going to go down. So could still sell. Okay, so yeah, and you can see right here. Okay, just about, uh, let's say there are 500 contracts sitting right here. 3 contracts are still needed for the full 500, but yeah, let's say there are 500 contracts sitting right here, and I want you to see how the market is reacting. Okay, so still waiting. Buyers are not that strong. You can see 2 contracts traded into it, and immediately the market or the sellers are taking this opportunity, and you can see right here they pulled down. Okay, they pulled those 500 contracts, and the market immediately sells. Okay, so, and now what you want to see, if you are positioning or positioned yourself into 83s, 84s, 85s, 82s even. Okay, every reload you're seeing on the offer, you want to get into it. Okay, you may be pulling down your average entry price, but still, every reload you're going to see, you want to sell into it. Okay, so still sellers overwhelming the buyers. So yeah, so right here 79, some reloading going on. You want to sell into it. Okay, some reloading going on at 81s, sell into it. Okay, you don't care, your stop is at 86s, so don't need to worry about that. At 80, some reloading going on, sell into it. Okay, so, and now you may be asking yourself, why pulling down my average entry? Okay, and that's because even though your stop is a bit wide, it's about 7 points. Okay, you don't need to worry about that much about it, because your take profit is at 67s. Okay, so it's much bigger than your stop, so don't need to worry about that. So let's see how the market is interacting with the sellers. So 300 contracts traded into it, sell into it. Okay, this is still a good opportunity to sell into this. So, and you can see even on the volume profile, they're starting to see that small bulk right here, okay? So 80s and 79s are all sell areas, so yeah. So 81, 78, sell into it, some small reloading going on, okay? There's still a good opportunity to sell into this. So 206 contracts straight into 79, sell into this, okay? You don't care. 297 contracts traded at 78, sell into it. 513, sell into it, okay? Because the buyers are pulling their orders. You're seeing 400 contracts trading right here, okay? When the market goes offered at 76s, you are seeing that the buyers were pulling, okay? 400, I know, 200 immediately, okay? 200 orders were just pulled, okay? So you are seeing right here the buyers are not that strong, so you don't need to worry about it, okay? You're much in profit. Your stop is at 87, so don't need to worry about that. Just wait and see how the market is giving you money, okay? So you can see right here that buyers are trying to buy right here, but the sellers are overwhelming them. Okay, I have a bit of a stroke right here, but yeah, you know what I mean. So now you can see at 71s that the sellers are starting to reload even there, okay, even at lower prices. So, and you can see even on the time and sales window that the, the sellers are selling at very low prices, okay, at 79, 77s, okay. So this is even a good indication that you need to hold your position. So, and as we are approaching the key level, I mean, you are probably not seeing this on the screen right here, or better to say, it doesn't show up on the recording, but let's roll a bit forward. Okay, it doesn't show on the recording, but I will show it on the chart right here. So as we got down right here, okay, you can see that we are 67 was our key area, okay. It's to the tick, okay. It just respected the level, okay. You can see it even on the TPO chart. We got to this level and popped up again, okay. And I find it pretty fascinating because the market gives you such opportunities, okay. And some people say trading is gambling, but it really isn't. If you are understanding this, you are pretty much winning at this game, okay. So yeah, market respected this level to the tick, okay. So, and as I said in the beginning of this video, you really, if you're seeing such a trade setup, just try and not take too much out of the market, because this is a lot of money, okay. If you're even trading this with 2 contracts, okay, you're still making a lot of money. So yeah, so yeah, that's what that was pretty much it for this video. I hope you found this interesting and hopefully even helpful. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and comment what you want to see next. And if you're wanting to see some more price ladder analysis videos or some more weekly analysis videos, so yeah, please write that down in the comments. And yeah, have a nice trading week.